What's up, everybody? This is Big Herc, fresh out, life after penitentiary. I'm back in my hometown, Sacktown, doing an interview with the homie Dexter. I'm gonna let him go ahead and do his little intro and explain a little bit about where he's from, what he's about, and stay tuned for a hell of an interview.
Well, I'm Dexter Liles. They call me Dex. I'm from Fairfield, California, raised in Liles. Got a lot of homies from out there, a lot of folks, a lot of family, a lot of friends, and I'm here to do this interview with Big Herc. Stay tuned.
So, how'd you grow up, man? Tell us a little bit about your background growing up.
Oh, man. Everything about it was rough. I come from an area where everybody's it's like a dog eat dog world. So if you're not, it's kill or be killed. If you're not dealing with the problem, you are the problem. And if you become the problem, you become dealt with. So that's how it is in Fairfield. That's how it is in Vallejo. And I've got partners that's been killed by the police, and I've got partners that's been killed by our own partners. Feel me? Rest in peace, Papaya. Rest in peace, Liles.
So, what was the incident that led to you, getting caught up, catching your jail time?
Oh man. Well, it was in 2007, and it was in Fairfield, California, and they say that I pulled up on some people and let them have it. I just let them have it. The situation was they came by my house, they ate up at my house, and when you eat at my house and my family members are in there, my baby mama at the time, my second daughter was there, so I felt some type of way. And from there on out, I felt like as a man, I couldn't let that go. So I went out there and I did what I had to do, and I was charged with attempted murder. And that's that.
So when you got arrested, man, what was going through your mind? Did you have were there supposedly witnesses, or did you get arrested the same day, or how'd that go down?
Actually, it was two other people that were arrested, and they all got out on their first court date.
Oh shit!
And I stayed for 7 years, 2 months, and 22 days.
Wow.
So,
how was your court process? What'd you experience going through that? What was that like?
Man, that was rough. Not knowing whether I was gonna see the light of day. They just kept telling me life. My baby mama would come into court and they tell him, we're gonna make sure he gets life, and all the above. He's a menace to society. They tried to put the gang thing on me. It was brutal. It was way brutal.
Did you have a paid attorney, or did you have a public pretender?
At first I had a public pretender, then I ended up getting a paid attorney.
Did that make a big difference?
It did, but it didn't at the same time.
Yeah. So once you got arrested and you got sentenced, what was the process then? They had you in the county, then you got designated, and what was all that?
Yeah, they had me in the county. I was in Fairfield, 500 Union Ave, and I spent about 9 months in the county. And the whole 9 months was court. Come back in a month, come back in 2 weeks, come back. We're gonna keep trying to give you life. We're gonna keep trying to give you life. And finally, after 9 months, they came with a deal. And when they came with a deal, I hopped on it because I don't want to play with them folks.
Yeah, I feel you. So what was the first place they sent you to after you got sentenced?
My first place, I went to North Kern State Prison, which is in Delano. And that down there, that's way far from the Bay Area. And it was the experience. My first day, I saw somebody get stabbed over a juice box.
Oh shit!
And I was in the cell by myself, so I went back to the cell and I talked to the Most High, whoever he was to me at that time. I talked to him and said, "Man, what have I got myself into?" And if you help me get out of this, I'll be more than a stand-up guy. So that North Kern State Prison, it was a ratio of like 8 Mexicans to 1 black. It was a ratio of 5 whites to 1 black.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah.
that'll explain it. As soon as you come to the yard, it's them.
So a lot of racial politics.
Definitely. Every state prison, most state prisons have a lot of racial politics. I don't really go into politics that much, but that's something that everybody knows.
Yeah.
If whoever's the deepest runs that prison.
Yeah, I always tell people, because we get a lot of questions about federal and state prison. It's a lot different. I did a majority of my time in federal, and I know state is just a lot more politics, and it's a lot more racially motivated. It's just a lot more bullshit.
Definitely.
So how long were you at that spot?
I was there about 3 months.
Okay.
And from there I went to Folsom, and I was in Folsom State Prison for the next basically 6 years of my life.
Oh shit.
And when I pulled up to there, it was like a big castle, and Folsom and San Quentin have the smallest cells out of all the state prisons. So I literally had about this much room between the bunk and the wall. I was a skinny dude at that time, but
Wow.
it's not the place. And the middle of winter, they had the water on freezing cold. You go down there and shower, it's 4 people down in the shower, literally.
Wow.
Everybody else using their hot pots. The conditions were wild, man. That shit was wild.
Yeah, it's all good. So what'd you do to occupy your time while you're in there? Because I know, I read a lot of books, man. I try to avoid a lot of the bullshit because it'd be so much drama on the yard. But what'd you do? What was your focus while you were in there?
Honestly, I just played chess and worked out, and I rapped. So if I wasn't rapping, I was playing chess. If I wasn't playing chess, I was working out and trying to stay away from the bullshit, because the politics will get you killed.
So while you were in Folsom, you said you did you focused on your rap and you played a lot of chess. Did you run into anybody there that influenced you as far as positively, like any mentors or anything like that?
I mean, yes and no. As prison is dedicated to the dark side. When they say prison, they think about murderers, rapists, killings, stabbings, all the bad things. But there's a lot of good things that came from prison. So, I grew up in there. I went in at 21 and came out at 28. I didn't even have facial hair when I went in there. So going in there, it's a different level of respect than it is out here. It's a different level of respect that if you don't respect somebody, you'll get squashed. And it's the positivity came from the OGs that would probably may never see the light of day again. They're just trying to help somebody stay out. And when they see somebody that has an opportunity to stay out, they're trying to help them in any way. So they're letting you know the ins and the outs, like, hey, I went out there and I came back. You shouldn't do that, because it's not what it seems.
What was the craziest thing that you've seen in prison or experienced while you were in there?
One of the craziest things I seen was I was in a riot in Folsom, and it was about an hour-long riot, and about halfway through, you're already tired, you're already sweaty, you've been running around fighting, scuffling, getting slammed up, slamming people, doing what you do. And I'm over here in a group with the fellas, we're doing our thing, and I'm looking to my immediate left, and I'm seeing another black man getting stabbed up, but he's getting stabbed up with something so big, about like this. He hitting him in the front, his shirt's coming up in the back like this every time he poking. And that right there, you could hear it when he was hitting, boom, 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 over and over and over. And we're dealing with our own situation over here, but we also have to go help this black man. So that right there was a crazy, crazy situation. And while we're getting cuffed up and zip tied up on the ground, we're seeing that the other race had steak knives from kitchens, not handmade shanks, not prison-made shanks. We're seeing steak knives and cleavers and shit with the wood grain on the side with the screws in.
You're like, how the hell they get that to the yard?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was what we was getting hit up with.
Wow.
So that's one of the craziest things I've seen. I've seen somebody carry their own death note to their killer. It was a kite. They carried it to the person. The person read the kite, banged him out right then and there.
Oh shit! So he actually walked into death.
He walked his own death note
and didn't know it
to the person that was going to kill him, and the word was on the yard. But hey, what can we say about it?
Yeah, shit. Crazy shit, man.
There's some crazy ass shit that goes on in there, and it's not it. It's not the place to be. Real.
So as you got closer to getting out, I mean, were there things you did to prepare yourself mentally?
Definitely. I just focused on having a plan. If you don't get out with a plan, it's over for you. You'll be a recidivist. You'll go in and you'll go out. You'll go in, you'll go out, and you'll be another statistic like all the rest of some of my own partners. You know what I'm saying? The ones that I'm yelling free right now. The ones that had the chance, that came out here and got out when I got out, or right before I got out, or after I got out, and now I'm yelling free them. So I got it in my head to get with the program. I got in the welding program, and the welding program only lasted 9 months. I stayed in it for 22.
Okay.
So they wanted me to go to a PIA job. I said, nah, I'll stay right here in this vocational, because this is what's going to pay me on the streets. I'm not trying to be working at no Rayleighs. They're not going to put me behind a desk, because you see all these tattoos, you see these dreadlocks, and you see the color of my skin. So, I mean, let's be real about it. So I had to do something positive, which was chess, rapping, welding, and that's the same thing I do nowadays.
Good shit. So what was the first thing you did when you got out?
Man, honestly, I bought a bottle of Hennessy and went to McDonald's, man, and got a number one.
Okay.
A Big Mac. And my moms, my pops, and my baby mama, they were all there to pick me up. And from there, I got on my plan, the plan that I had devised in the pen 24 months back. Get out here and look for a job. Get out here and get with the program. Get out here and pay attention. Keep your head on a swivel, just like you do in there, so you can make it, because that's the only way to make it. And if you're not with that, I'm not with you. So I got out here and with my 30 welding certificates, and I started looking for work. And nobody really wanted to fuck with me because I didn't have in-field experience.
Okay.
So therefore I had to do jobs like, I had to work for Kirby. I sold $3,000 vacuum cleaners. I had to walk 14 hours a day just to make ends meet to get to where I wanted to be. I had to pack wine bottles in boxes and work in warehouses, all of that, because I needed to get where I needed to be. And it went through the little temp service for a while, and finally, one day, dude said, man, if you could weld, I'm gonna hire you. And he took me in there, he gave me the welding machine, and I did my thing. And from there, I've been on ever since.
Wow, that's good shit. I know a lot of people, man, I tell them all the time, I mean, you gotta be so serious about making shit happen that it's like it's either that or nothing.
Period.
And and that's the only way you're gonna have success. You know what I mean?
Period.
And you're a perfect example where you never threw in the towel or gave up or made an excuse. And I tell people all the time, I was like, man, there is no excuse. I never made an excuse or blamed anybody for not being able to be successful. So it's an inspiration to hear you say that, man, because a lot of times people they don't get it. So I get a lot of emails from different people about trying to make it, or I'm on the verge of getting in trouble, or what should I do? What kind of advice would you give to somebody out there, getting out, or somebody who's about to do something that's gonna send them to the pen? What would you tell them?
Man, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's not what it seems. All the OGs in the hood and everybody, it's it's glory when you come home. But while you're in there, man, it's a whole different story. It's not even the time. It's the being away from your family, not being able to talk to them, not being able to see them, not when you lose your partners, not being able to go to their funerals, missing your kids' first steps. Bruh, if that's what y'all want to experience, take y'all ass to the pen. But if you don't want no parts of that, you might want to get it together, because prison it's not the place to be. For real. I get a lot of respect because I went to prison, but I don't use prison to get respect. You feel me? But I get a lot of respect because I've been there. But it's so rough in there. It's just unexplainable how you can be in a box and your kitchen, your living room, your sleeping quarters, your bathroom are all within 6 feet. Literally 6 feet. Literally. So your head is by a toilet. And you have a cellie, so when he's using the bathroom, your head is next to where he's using the bathroom instead of having your own bathroom. It was so crazy when I went into a family visit, I was able to open and close the door and open and close the refrigerator. I was amazed. I didn't get a family visit till my 4th year in. So if you want to give up all that, go ahead, do it. But what I'm going to tell you is don't do anything stupid. If you got to do something crazy, do it correctly, because them people ain't playing and they giving out numbers. And when you in that courtroom, you're by yourself. All your partners ain't there. All your homies, your friends, your cousins, the people that you call your brothers, they ain't there. And when it's that time, when them doors close, you're going to be in there by yourself still by yourself. All by yourself, for real. So get with the program or get left.
Wow, that's real talk, man. You know, you guys take heed, man, because like I be telling you, man, this, you know, the hip hop motherfuckers talk all that high powered shit, but don't nobody want to do no time.
Man.
You know what I mean? It ain't, like he said, you get out and it's like, okay, you a G, but really, I would have rather have been in school or college or doing something else. I mean, that prison shit, man, it ain't nothing fly about it, man. You know, ain't nothing fly. So,
At all.
You know, we try to keep it real and give you guys some real conversation, but you know, hopefully you guys are paying attention, because you know, I wish I would have had it when I was growing up.
I wish I would have been a nerd, straight up. Because if I would have been a nerd, I wouldn't have had to go through what I had to go through to get where I am. And them, the nerds is the one everybody's making fun of, but them is the ones that never go in.
That's right, and they
them
win
is the smart ones. Yeah, we say they the smart ones. Yeah, they got the glasses. They never end up in prison. That's crazy.
So what you got planned for your future, Dex? I mean, what's in the future for you, man?
Oh man, welding, being a family man, staying out the way, trying to get this money and live, you know, do things that I ain't never done. When I was in there, I had pictures of cars, jewelry, all the aboves. The OGs, a couple OGs had pictures of other things, and they said, yeah, you had cars and jewelry, but you weren't out there living, and I didn't understand that. But now I understand that, so I'm trying to go to UFC fights, classical music, do skydiving, shit that ain't nobody else been doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else goes to, oh man, let's go to the club. I'm trying to go get in a helicopter. I'm trying to take my daughters on a helicopter, something that they friends won't be able to say they did when they're in elementary school. Well, hey, you know, we went on a helicopter. This is living. Living out here is more than just having breath and being around. Is being around with your family. Success ain't nothing without somebody to share it with. And I refuse not to share it with my family. Point blank period. So I just recently got into the union. I'm a certified welder, and I got all that from prison. So I say thank you to CDC all the time. Because y'all gave me a whole career, not a job. Y'all gave me a career, and I'm pretty dope at it. So, you know, that's what's up and coming. I got music videos out. Check me out. YouTube, Dex. Type it in, man. I'm gonna pop up. You're gonna see this light-skinned face, dreadlocks, tattoos.
What's your Instagram too, if you got Instagram?
Dexback, DEXBAK. Follow me, man. My videos is on there. follow the fellas, Ice Mees, Killer, Trey, Dean, Mac, you feel me? Dane, all the guys, Free Real, Free Mo, huh? And that's pretty much me. That's me in one watt, man. And that's that.
Hey, y'all, I told you it was gonna be a great interview. I really appreciate this brother taking time out of his schedule to share his experience with you guys. And hopefully you take something from this interview that'll be positive, because we don't need y'all in prison, man. We need to shut these motherfucking prisons down. It's just some straight bullshit, man. And it's ruining our youngsters, and it's ruining our society. You know, I know it's a necessary evil in some situations, but we're trying to do something bigger and better with the youth out there. So you guys pay attention and take heed. And I want to, give props to Dex for coming out, man. I really appreciate it, man.
You already know, for sure. You already know, man.
See, go down, beat, Dex. 700, huh? Yeah. Never compromise around us, huh? Yeah. Never compromise around the system, make a nigga feel me though. Never compromise around the system, make a nigga feel me though. I get the speaker real to act like they don't hear me though. You can't touch me, but I know you gotta feel